You too, was amateur boys there back with another banger. In this video, old man Keith Thurman is hating on Shakur Stevenson. Let's get it. Keith Thurman said a lot in some interviews, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. So I'm gonna have to do a good amount of reading. The first thing he said is the resume isn't there. Talking about Shakur Stevenson. He said, I still don't think Shakur has beaten people like Tank. Shakur hasn't even been in there with Isaac Cruz. He says, I get it on some boxing level stuff, but I really don't get it. That don't even make sense. Um, he says, do something. What have you done? Who have you fought? Who have you beaten? Tank has got names. He's been in a fire. All right, name the people on Tank resume that's better than Shakur since he got so many names. Don't even make sense. He says, who have you beaten? Tank got names. He's been in a fire. I don't think Shakur has been in a fire. I think his matchmaking has been way weaker than just resumes. People see his skills, I get it, but word on the street is that boy has been slapped. He said it's really hard for boxers like that. He's gonna have to box, just like Haney versus Ryan. He says Haney is a great boxer. Shakur is nice, but is he the nicest? Well, that don't even make sense, Keith. I'm losing brain cells reading this. He said if you want to find out if he's the nicest, you got to put him in with somebody that drops bombs like ISIS. His words, not mine. Do not demonetize me. He says, you handle them bombs, then let's see. He says, go through some dogs, go through a few good names on the list. He says, Shakur Small. I don't think him and Rolly will work. Oh, they talking about, come on, bro. Do the mop the floor with Rolly. He said, the resume is not there. I don't even think about him and Tank. You guys, the media do, but I don't know why. It's like some fantasy football BS. I don't think it's real. He says, I don't think he's done a lot. Just one. Put one on a resume. I would like two. Two good names on a resume before stepping the Tank. Keith Thurman, when will you learn, bro? When will you learn? First of all, he said the resume isn't there, right? I mean, of course the resume isn't there because his people like his last opponent, Floyd Schofield, pulled out the fight. And Keith Thurman, you said this, y'all said the same thing about Terrence Crawford, right? Y'all say his resume wasn't there when he fought Errol. The whole reason Terrence Crawford's resume wasn't there is because guys like you, Keith Thurman, ducked him. Keith Thurman ducked him. Who else was on PBC that ducked him? Danny Garcia ducked him. Mikey Garcia ducked him. Keith Thurman ducked him. Who else? Who else was at that weight division? All the welterweights ducked Terrence Crawford, except Sean Porter and Errol Spence. And y'all was saying his resume not there. Y'all was using that as a good reason to talk about boxing resumes. Come on, bro. If you duck a fighter and blackball him, of course he ain't gonna have a good resume, right? But just like when y'all said Bud resume wasn't there, he kicked Errol Spence ass, and Errol Spence had a hell of a resume. So I mean, it's hard to have a good resume when your last opponent literally flaked on you. Floyd Schofield flaked on you. So yeah, it's real annoying when guys push narratives like that. I really think Keith Thurman politicking. I'm not taking what he's saying too serious because if we're talking boxing, or we talking resumes? I didn't know resumes made a boxer. He said, do something. What have you done? Keith Thurman, he's done more than you. He a 3-division champion. Keith Thurman, you're only a 1-division champion. He was one belt away from undisputed in his last weight class. People don't realize if Shakur stayed at 130, he would have been undisputed. But I think it got hard for him to make weight. So he moved up. Shakur Stevenson was one belt away from undisputed. And you talking about what have you done? Who have you beaten? Dude, he beat champions. He unified lineal champ. He's done that. And he's been a champ in 3 divisions. Keith Thurman, you haven't come close to that. You're a 1-division champ. I don't know if you ever unified, but that's what Shakur has done. How you gonna criticize his resume when he got 3 full times a better resume than you, Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman ain't fought in 4 years criticizing people's resume. Keith Thurman, your most memorable thing in the ring is losing to Manny Pacquiao when you got dropped by Manny Pacquiao. That's the most memorable thing Keith Thurman has done. So stop criticizing these dudes. Give them their credit. Stop playing politics. You feel me? He talking about it's hard for boxers. Boxers dominate most styles. So, bro, he really just politicking. So I don't understand why he really playing politics. Well, I do, but it makes me mad because I see the strategy he playing. But when we talking boxing, why can't we just talk skill for skill, right? Tank the better puncher. Shakur got way better defense, right? Guys want to talk politics in the mainstream instead of actual boxing, instead of X's and O's, instead of actual fundamentals, instead of strategy, instead of technique. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about resumes and shit. I didn't know resumes won fights. Bud Crawford killed that narrative 2 years ago. Skills pay the bills. Resumes don't win fights. You feel me? And I think Keith Thurman is just doing what he always did. He doing the PBC protection plan, bro. You got to protect the in-house guys from tough competition, right? That's why everyone was criticizing Bud resume. That's why Keith Thurman criticizing Shakur resume, because the PBC is being threatened. You feel me? The PBC is being threatened. You feel me? That's why Canelo was criticizing. I noticed it'd be the PBC for the most part criticizing people's resume. Canelo, when he was with PBC, he was criticizing David Benavidez's resume. Keith Thurman criticizing Shakur resume. Errol Spence criticized Bud resume. It's always the PBC criticizing somebody's resume. It's always them. That's what I noticed. It's always them. You feel me? And I just want to kill the resume shit, because I'm gonna ask y'all some questions. Pitbull didn't fight nobody before Tank. When y'all talking about Shakur and fight nobody, who did Pitbull fight before Tank? Who did Hector Garcia fight before Tank? Who did Lamont fight before Tank? No damn body. So, it's just narratives and bogus as a reason to avoid Shakur Stevenson because he one of the pound for pound best boxers in the world. So until somebody beat him, I don't care for the politics. I think he beats most guys his weight. You feel me? Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Till next time. Hey, turn on the post notification bell while you're at it. Till next time.